Hello and welcome to Art and Insurance. Today's case takes us to Las Vegas, to a luxury casino, a priceless painting, and a moment that lasted less than a second. A simple gesture, a careless movement, and a hole punched through a work by Pablo Picasso. This is the story of the destroyed Picasso at the Wynn Las Vegas in 2006. The painting was Rêve, one of Picasso's most famous portraits, valued at the time at approximately $139 million. It was not displayed in a museum, but in a private high-end environment owned by casino magnate Steve Wynn and shown to guests as part of his personal collection. One evening, while discussing the painting with friends, Wynn gestured with his arm and accidentally struck the canvas with his elbow. The impact tore a visible hole through the artwork. No theft, no fire, no vandalism, just an accident. From a human perspective, it was an unfortunate mistake. From an insurance perspective, it was a perfect stress test of how art insurance actually works. The first question insurers ask in such cases is deceptively simple. Was this a covered event? Art insurance policies typically cover all risks of physical loss or damage unless explicitly excluded. Accidental damage is usually included, but coverage is never automatic. It depends on conditions, handling standards, and the insured's obligations to protect the artwork. Here, the owner of the painting was also the person who caused the damage. That raises a critical issue: negligence versus insured risk. Insurance does not exclude carelessness by default. If it did, very few claims would ever be paid. What matters is whether the insured acted outside reasonable standards of care. Displaying a fragile, uninsured canvas in a high-traffic private setting creates exposure, but it does not automatically void coverage. In this case, the painting was insured. The insurer accepted the damage as an insured event and paid for restoration. Conservation experts repaired the tear using advanced techniques, stabilizing the canvas and restoring its appearance. Technically, the painting survived, but insurance doesn't stop at repair costs. After restoration, Rêve suffered a loss in market value. Even perfectly restored artworks carry a permanent record of damage. Collectors, auction houses, and insurers treat that history as material information. The painting later sold for significantly less than its pre-damage valuation. This introduces a second layer of insurance exposure: diminution in value. Insurers may be responsible not only for the cost of restoration, but also for the difference between the artwork's value before and after the incident. In high-end art insurance, this component can exceed the restoration cost many times over. There is also the question of responsibility management. Because Wynn owned the painting personally, liability did not shift to a third party. If the artwork had belonged to a museum or a lender and been damaged by an owner or guest, the legal analysis would have been far more complex. Custodial responsibility, loan agreements, and indemnity clauses would all come into play. This case demonstrates a crucial reality of art insurance. Accidental damage is not less serious than intentional harm. Financial consequences are often the same, or worse, because intent is irrelevant to market perception. A tear is a tear, regardless of how it happens. The Picasso incident at Wynn Casino shows that in the art world, risk does not only come from criminals or disasters. It comes from proximity, access, and human error. Insurance exists not to prevent mistakes, but to manage their consequences. If you're dealing with art loss, damage, disputed claims, or questions of responsibility around valuable artworks, art and insurance is where investigation meets professional risk management. We analyze real incidents at the intersection of art, money, and liability, from museums to private collections. For expert support in art insurance, valuation, claims handling, or dispute resolution, contact us. Thank you for watching Art and Insurance. See you in the next video.